Well, as you can see, I'm just a tad more mature than the average stand-up comedian. So if you're going to heckle me, can you speak slowly and a loud, clear voice? That would really help, thank you. Not that I'm expecting any trouble, mind. I mean, anyone who saw my act here last month will know that the audience was very respectful. As a matter of fact, when I was telling my jokes, you could have heard a pin drop. But being an older comedian, it does have its benefits, you know, because if you don't think I'm funny, that's okay, because an hour from now, I won't even remember I was here in the first place. It's not easy doing comedy when you suffer memory lapses. Did I tell you about the memory lapses? Well, here's an example. I found myself in Dalton Square the other day, and I've absolutely no idea what I was doing there, but I just had that strange feeling that something wasn't right, you know. So I buttoned up my pyjamas and I went home because it's bloody cold at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? Well, I suppose I better tell you a joke now I'm here, haven't I? Have you heard the news today? The Bermuda Triangle's disappeared. Yeah, that was a joke. They do say you should start with your best joke, so I hope you like that. Because it's downhill from here on in, folks, I'm sorry. But anyway, last year I was actually on a flight that flew directly over the Triangle. And when we landed, we discovered that the journey had taken 3 hours longer than we expected it to. And we were hundreds of miles away from where we thought we were going to be. Well, that's the last time I fly Ryanair, I'm telling you. Well, you're not all Ryanair shareholders, surely. Well, Valentine's Day. That was a laugh, wasn't it? I was in a posh cafe on the 14th, looking at all the smug people reading their Valentine's cards. And being a single person on my own, of course, I wasn't in the least bit depressed or felt socially inadequate. I'll give you a minute to think about that one, shall I? But I tell you, I'd love to meet the guy who invented that idea, because, you know, you can imagine it, can't you, you know? Oh, you know, let's have a day when we validate our miserable, meaningless existence by exchanging bits of expensive card with the people that we love. No, because Valentine's Day is just another reason for the shopkeepers to screw every fucking penny out of you that they can. The only card I got this year was from the hospital, and even that was just to tell me that my fecal smear test had come back negative. It wasn't the romantic message I was hoping for on the 14th, but there you go, it was better than nothing, wasn't it? Just get some of my notes, folks. I see the NHS is in crisis again. Only Jeremy Hunt refuses to call it a crisis because all those cancelled appointments and operations, he says they were planned for. Well, how does that work? I mean, that's a bit like saying, oh dear, all the patients are dying. But it's not a crisis, because we've already ordered the coffins. I used to work for the NHS, except we used to call it the Disney Corporation, because you had to work miracles every day on a Mickey Mouse budget. But I reckon I could improve the health service overnight. You know that American billionaire that just sent his car up into orbit? You know, what's his name? He sounds like a new kind of aftershave. Help me out here, someone. What's his name? Elon, that's a fella, yeah. Well, I would get him to put a hospital bed into space with Jeremy Hunt strapped upon it. And I'm sure Elon could do it because he's already put one dummy up there. Oh, thank you. Obviously a few nurses and doctors in the audience tonight. But no, that's a nice thought, but to make that happen, it really would take a lottery win. And let's face it, there's only a 1 in 45 million chance of finding a spare NHS bed. Yeah, I like that one myself. Yeah, but it's great to be British, isn't it? I mean, I don't know about you, but when I look at the society we've created here in this green and pleasant land of ours, I often find myself thinking, bloody hell, I wish I'd gone to Australia when I'd had the chance. But it's not all doom and gloom, folks. There's a bit of good news for Britain. I see the Spice Girls are getting back together again. Yes, let's hear it for the Spice Girls. Yeah. They'll cheer us up, won't they? Oh, and there's another royal wedding coming up. But like I say, the Spice Girls will take their minds off of all that crap, won't they? Well, I better push off, folks, because I'm actually on the escape committee at the care home, and it's my turn to be in the tunnel tonight. And I reckon, give it a good 6 hours digging and we might get beyond the wire tonight. So, thanks for listening. I've been Andy Robertson. You've been, well, whoever you are. Enjoy the rest of the show, and good night. Thank you.